Good morning, Bears. It's a Monday, and finally I'm getting to do a little lesson by myself in an empty house. Those of you that were with me last week, you saw that I've had multiple kids and dogs barking along the way. We might still have a dog bark, but now I get my little own time today. So we're going to have some great Zooms today. We're going to go over a couple of basics today because we've got a new student joining our class later this week, I believe. We also have some people that seemingly are just figuring out how to get onto groups and slideshows. So let's start with the basics. Every day when you come into class, we want to go into your Schoology. You want to go to groups. If you don't have 2021 Mr. Downs Super Students, then you need to talk to me. Send me a message. Parents, if you're watching this, send me a message. This is a welcome group for both parents and students. You need to be in this group. This is where our daily activities happen. As you can see, there's Fridays. If you're just catching up, there's no way you can go back all the way and watch all the videos, but you might want to go all the way to the beginning. If you keep going more and more and more, you can go back to the very first lesson, which teaches you about my class and some of the basics. So I know this is old news for some of you. That's okay. So here we have groups. I am creating our activity right now. Now, I have put these concepts into the slide today. This video will appear here as a link. So if you miss a Zoom class and or have to leave early and or have lagging issues, you can always check these groups, watch the lesson, and do your work. Not a problem. Also, if I talk too fast, which I sometimes do, you can watch the lesson, stop the video as you go, and complete your work. So that's the basics. Into groups is where you will find your lessons, including today's. Now, that's the lesson. Now, where do we find our beautiful weekly slideshows that we're going to look at right now? Well, how do you find those? It depends on the week we're in. This week we're in a history week, so you will find that in history. But last week was a science week, so we go 1 week history, 1 week science, occasional standalone days. So last week was science. That means this week you're going to find your slideshow in history. We'll do one basic slide that should be done by the end of today or by the start of class tomorrow, latest end of the day tomorrow, and we'll do that together in just a minute. But first, let's go back and look at last week's. Notice on my grade, if I see a little box here, that means you turned in your work. So let's take a look at Adrian's. I can click that, and now I'm taking a look at Adrian's. If you're in progress still, Jordan, Nathan, Jaylene, Madeline, Ashley, Fuentes, Ashley, you have not opened yours. You need to get yours open. Juan, Star, all of these people need to get theirs submitted today. That's period 3. What if you're period 2 people? Let's just do a quick browse. Melody, Jens, Jordan, Emma, Sophia, don't forget, must submit today. What about period 4? Let's see who needs to submit. Mason, Alexander, we could go all the way down. A lot of people still need to submit their slideshow today. So get that thing submitted, or I don't grade it, but I do grade those that have submitted in the submissions. So we take a look at last week's. We come into Sebastian's. We can learn from his. He has his stronger argument down below, if I remember right. He has a commercial. He has a Salmonella Basics. He created a slide that another little fun commercial slide, another fun commercial slide. What type of bacteria? He answered his questions. Looks like he did most of the work. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on all of it. But he does. Oh, yeah. So I think he's done enough to consider him at an A for that week. Remember, it gets harder as we go. Then we look at Zamara, and I go down the list, and I grade those that are submitted. Keep that in mind. Now, you might say, well, I need to go find mine. I can't find it anymore, Mr. Downs. Well, you go back to courses. Let's go to science. Let's view this as somebody. View course as, let's see, Jens hasn't turned his in yet, but I know he does good work. And notice, you look and you say, where's the assignment? There's no assignment. This is your report card grade. There's nothing to do there. That's just how you see what you're going to get on what your current grade in class is. But you come down here and you say, sometimes you can just scroll down. It still might be hanging around down here if I haven't put it in a group. But otherwise, you come to the most recent week, Science Project Week, click it. Oh, there it is. He clicks that. And it doesn't look this way for yours anymore. This now is what it looks like for me. But for yours, it would say either edit or submit. If you've never opened it, you have to click edit. If you're working on it, you click edit. When you're done, you click submit, and then it goes into my submissions, and here they are. We check Louie's, we can check Angela's, scroll down. A lot of great people do some great work in here. Let's take a look at another one real quick so people know what needed to be done last week. That was already graded. Let's see if we can find somebody. Isadore, let's check yours, Izzy. And this is the last one because we don't want this video to go forever. But and this is for people that need to know. So he could have made this he did make a title there, Slideshow by Cool. Notice this, Cool. He made charts, he made arrows, he did all of this on his own using these little tools up here. So play with those. He has his notes. He has his cited research. He has his argument. So he has everything he needs for an A. Good job, Izzy. Let's go back to Izzy's. Sorry, Izzy, I'll have to grade yours later. I'll give you an A later, Izzy. I want to keep moving here. So, there we go. Let's go take a look at this. So that's how you find it to turn it in. Now this week we're in history. So we're going to open up our slideshow in history. Nothing there yet because I have not posted it. But in about 5 minutes, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to post a slideshow. You will click that slideshow. You will click edit. You'll click my document first, my document. If you need to stop the video, do it. Click over here. It's going to say History Week 4 Kingdoms. You're going to click that blue link. It's going to say my document. Click that. Click edit document. Sometimes you have to count to 5 between each click for it to open. You're going to see this slideshow. Now, we're in History Week. If you're new to this class and you just get it on Wednesday, I'm going to send you back to Monday the post, and you're going to be able to watch this video and get caught up. If, like somebody last week, just learning how to open slideshows and get to groups, you're going to watch this video and get caught up. Remember, I'm talking fast. You can stop the video. All right, let's talk about the 4 kingdoms. We're now into a History Week. It's epic. Speaking of epics, the Epic of Gilgamesh. We're going to read aloud with YouTube support, and we're going to look for traits of a civilization, religion, all the grapes that we've done before, specifically religion. Pretty epic tales, some gruesome stuff. Very fun week. This is an overview. We're going to stay in this region and in these empires the next time we come back to history in 2 weeks, because we're going to talk about the Babylonians and King Hammurabi. But this is an overview of the 4 kingdoms of Mesopotamia. So notice when you get to this slide, it says make your title slide here. That's the last thing you do. This gives you an overview of what's due. Concepts are the words. This tells you how to write a CER. I call things FIST essays, CER essays. And then we have a weekly overview of the week that we are in. Now, I know a lot of you are familiar with me putting these into groups. I will also put these into groups, but only on Monday do I actually put the lesson for the day in the slideshow. Because after today, I can't do it for everybody. So this tells you what needs to be done today. 1 slide per concept, 1 to 3 visual support, cited research by Tuesday. Let's do one together. I create a new slide. My concept is Gilgamesh. Check, concept on a slide. Then I open up a new tab up top and I search, down here's a good place, Gilgamesh. And I go find visual support first. I always like to get visual first, so I click images. And we can learn a lot of different things from this. That's a little weird, something going on there. So we can find all kinds of images. Sometimes you can take an image simply by clicking the image, dragging it up, and I'm doing it. Izzy, I'm doing your first slide for you today. Uh-oh, wrong slideshow. Never mind. Oh, I'm doing this for everybody, I guess. I put that in here, and when you have a slide that shows like that, if you click delete, it gets rid of it, because we don't want that right now. Then I come to here, and now I've got a nice, great image. Now at this point, I have choices. I can start doing images for the next concept. Create a slide, type in Epic of Gilgamesh, and go all the way to 10, which is what I advise to do. So let's do that first, one slide per concept. You can get 3 pictures if you want, visual support. Then go back and get the cited. Why? Because I think you can learn a lot. We can learn from this picture. We can learn what kind of animals they had. We can learn, what is this? Is this a real beard? Is this some kind of mask? How did they do their hair? What kind of clothes did they wear? There's something going on over here. They knew how to carve things, because this looks like it's out of stone. They wore armbands. So we can learn all kinds of things from a picture. Then, when you get to the part of cited research, we type in the same thing, but we go to all. Oftentimes you can get something from Wikipedia, but it's sometimes fun to go to something like Ancient EU. That sounds a little more specific, ancient history. And then you just find 5 to 7 sentences that really help you understand what that concept is. So that takes a little reading. You don't just grab words, you read a little bit. And you go, Gilgamesh is a semi-mythic king of Uruk and Mesopotamia. You know what? It's got a date there. For now, we'll go do this. You could read more, and we'll study that later. And we're going to read his tale later this week. But for now, let's just take the basic, copy it, come back in, and we make a text box. Sometimes you want to make a text box first. And I paste. Boom. Make your text box fit. Now we have the basic slide due by Tuesday. You should be able to do this in 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to give you 30 to 40 minutes today. Probably not 40, probably actually more like 20 minutes today. I'll give you 20 minutes today. If you start working on this, you can get a good understanding, basic overview of all of our concepts before we dive in deep tomorrow. All right, so here's your example. Everybody has Gilgamesh done. Feel free to change it. Pause the video if you're new to class. If you don't understand because I'm talking fast, the reason I'm talking fast is everybody else knows all this. So this is mainly for the new people that are just getting started. Go back, pause the video, know how to go in and open up slideshows. Where are your slideshows? They're in courses. This is a history week. So you're going to find your project in history. Don't worry about the grade that's in science. I'll explain that later. Basically, that's a grade I put in based on this slideshow. So you have one slideshow. All work is done in that slideshow. You'll write your essays, you do your projects, you take your pictures in that slideshow. All right, everybody, let's get started. Goal today, all slides look like this for all of these concepts. If you can get that done by the end of Monday, you're caught up and you're ready for when we dive deep into the Epic of Gilgamesh. All right, let's get started. Have a great day. Oh, last thing. We might as well say it one more time. Where do I find all my information? Groups. This group here. How do I get into that group? If you're watching the video, here's the access code. I'm actually going to copy. I think I'll copy that right now. So I can point everybody here and make it simple. If you've never been in this group, you go My Groups. If I go to Groups, there's something over here called My Groups. World. Anyway, yours says My Groups over here. I think it's back in the beginning. That's right. Oh, here it is. My Groups. Click it. Then you click Join Group, and then you enter the code that I will put in this course. All right, now, have a great day. Let's get started.